Hello, my friends. Bison farming is a growing industry in the United States, with 359,000 bison raised on farms across the country. But where are these farms located, and how do they operate? The largest bison-producing states, South Dakota, Nebraska, Colorado, Oklahoma, and Montana, are home to a mix of small ranches and massive operations, with South Dakota leading the way. In contrast, only 31,000 wild bison still roam freely, including 5,300 in Yellowstone National Park. This raises an interesting question. How do farmed bison go from wide-open pastures to the processing factory? Stay with us as we explore the numbers, the methods, and the reality of modern bison farming. Bison farming in the United States is a carefully managed process that balances natural breeding cycles with modern agricultural practices. As we've seen, South Dakota, Nebraska, and other key states lead the industry, raising over 359,000 bison. But how do these animals go from birth to the processing factory? It all starts with the breeding season, which runs from June to September, following nature's rhythm. According to authoritative reports from the National Bison Association, bison reach maturity at different rates. Females at 2.5 to 3 years, males at 4 to 5 years, ensuring a sustainable population. With 113,000 calves born annually, farmed bison are carefully monitored, growing 30% heavier than their wild counterparts due to controlled nutrition. After 7 months with their mothers, calves transition to a diet that prepares them for adulthood, setting the stage for the next steps in bison farming and meat production. Caring for bison on American farms is a delicate balance of free-range grazing and strategic herd management. According to Dr. James Carter, a livestock specialist, bison thrive in open pastures, which is why 85% of farmed bison are raised free-range, feeding naturally on grasslands. The remaining 15% are on smaller farms where they receive supplemental corn and grain pellets for balanced nutrition. To ensure their health, ranchers conduct medical checkups and vaccinations every 6 months. When it's time for processing, the bison are herded into specialized transport trailers. Mark Reynolds, a livestock hauler, explains, "Bison are powerful animals, so we use low-stress handling techniques to keep them calm during transport to the processing factory." These strict USDA-approved methods ensure a humane and efficient transition from farm to meat production while maintaining the industry's high standards. Bison processing in the United States is a carefully managed operation with approximately 20,300 bison slaughtered annually to meet market demand. Processing numbers vary by state, with 1,300 bison processed in Oklahoma and 1,400 in Montana each year. Before reaching the processing factory, many bison pass through livestock auctions in Missouri, where they are sold based on age, weight, and genetic purity. Auction prices for a 2-year-old bison typically range from $3,500 to $7,000, depending on these processing factors. Once sold, the animals are transported to USDA-regulated processing factories, where strict guidelines ensure humane handling and high-quality meat production. This structured approach helps maintain the sustainability and efficiency of the bison meat industry. The bison industry is booming, bringing in $384 million annually, and it's not just a niche market anymore. As more consumers look for leaner, high-protein meats, bison is gaining ground in both the U.S. and international markets. But how does it stack up against beef? While the $100 billion beef industry still dominates, bison meat commands a higher price, making it a premium alternative. However, there's a catch. Raising bison isn't like raising cattle. Emily Lawson, an agricultural economist, explains, bison need more space and graze differently than cattle, so farmers are investing in sustainable ranching to protect the land. Unlike traditional feedlot operations, many bison farms focus on grassland restoration, helping to preserve ecosystems while producing high-quality meat. But can the industry keep up with demand? With USDA regulations, conservation efforts, and rising consumer interest, the future of bison farming depends on balancing growth with sustainability. Wild boars have an impressive reproductive rate, with sows capable of breeding year-round. Unlike domestic pigs that have more defined breeding seasons. Their gestation period lasts about 115 days, typically resulting in litters of 4 to 8 piglets, though litters can sometimes reach up to 12. in areas like Texas and Florida, where wild boar populations are especially high. A single sow can give birth to multiple litters per year, contributing to the explosive growth of their numbers. Unlike domestic pigs, wild boars reach sexual maturity earlier. Females can start reproducing at just 6 months old, and males, called boars, mature at around 1 year. This rapid reproductive cycle, combined with their adaptability to diverse habitats, from the dense woods of the Midwest to the swamps of the Southeast, makes wild boars incredibly prolific. In this farming documentary, we dive into the fascinating and sometimes troublesome reproductive habits of these animals, exploring why their numbers continue to grow despite management efforts. Regions like Texas, Florida, and North Carolina, where wild boar populations exceed 6 million, face annual crop losses in the millions of dollars due to the unchecked spread of these invasive animals. To combat this, American farmers have increasingly turned to traps as an effective method of controlling wild boar numbers. Traps ranging from $500 to $5,000 depending on their design. According to experts in the farming documentary, the use of traps has proven to be highly effective, as they can capture multiple boars at once, reducing the risk of injury and allowing for easier and safer handling. A study by the USDA estimates that trapping can reduce crop damage by up to 80% in heavily affected areas, while also helping limit the spread of diseases like swine fever. Farmers who have implemented trapping systems report not only a decrease in agricultural damage, but also the potential to profit from selling the boar meat, making this method a sustainable solution for many. In the United States, feral pigs are often found in areas with abundant food sources, including forests, wetlands, and farmland. Farmers in areas like Texas, Georgia, and Florida often have to contend with feral pigs grazing on crops like corn, soybeans, and oats, which can significantly impact both the quality and quantity of their harvest. These pigs thrive in habitats with abundant food and soil that is easy to root in, allowing them to forage for acorns, tubers, and other vegetation. According to farmers, providing suitable grazing areas for feral pigs can inadvertently support their population growth, as these areas promote rapid reproduction and larger litters. You might be surprised to learn more about the exact figures on how fast feral pigs grow in these semi-natural grazing conditions. Leave a comment below to discuss this farming documentary with Trending Farm. Transporting wild pigs to processing plants requires careful planning and specialized equipment, as their behavior differs significantly from that of domestic pigs. Unlike domesticated pigs, which are generally more docile, wild boars can be unpredictable and aggressive, making transportation more challenging. According to industry reports featured in this farming documentary, transporters typically use reinforced trucks with secure, custom-built cages or trailers that cost anywhere from $2,000 to $10,000, depending on the design. These vehicles are equipped to handle boars weighing up to 300 pounds or more, ensuring they are safely contained during the journey. Transporters must also prepare by immobilizing the boars with tranquilizers when necessary and ensuring that they have access to water and adequate ventilation during the trip, which usually lasts no more than a few hours to reduce stress.
Yeah, you ready to see the McDonald's show?
Special care is also taken to limit noise and movement, which can further agitate the animals.
Here, don't worry about it.
These methods ensure that wild boars are transported humanely and efficiently from the capture sites to processing plants, where they are processed under strict food safety regulations. Once wild boars arrive at the processing plant, they undergo a detailed process to prepare the meat for market. The boars are inspected, cleaned, and then broken down into various cuts, such as steaks, sausages, and chops, ensuring that each piece meets high-quality standards. In 2023, the U.S. wild boar meat industry was valued at over $150 million. With demand growing, particularly in specialty markets and high-end restaurants. Wild boar meat is increasingly praised for its lean, tender qualities, offering a flavor that is richer and less fatty than domestic pork.
These are about 3/4.
According to consumer surveys featured in this farming documentary, over 60% of respondents find wild boar meat appealing due to its health benefits and unique taste. This demand is fueling growth in the wild boar farming and transportation industries, which are expected to expand by 5% annually over the next decade. With improved transportation technologies and better management strategies, the industry aims to maintain sustainable boar populations while meeting the rising consumer interest in this distinctive meat.
Thank you for watching the video. Are you having any problems with your livestock farming? Please share your comments and questions. We are ready to answer. If you like our videos, please like, share, subscribe and recommend the channel to your friends so they can watch too. Hello and see you again.